Hello everyone, I'm Lucy. Today, I'll take you on an exciting story, but before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go! My name is Annie, and my dream is to be a screenwriter. Unfortunately, I wasn't there yet, but I had the most incredible boyfriend, Sam Mitchell, one of the most famous actors of our generation. But you're breaking up with me. But why? I thought everything was perfect.
Perfect? This was never perfect. I'm done with this whole play. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
After I got myself together, I made a decision. I spent every penny I'd saved to book myself the getaway of my dreams. Aspen, a wintry wonderland, perfect for forgetting Sam Mitchell. But then I got the shock of my life. No freaking way.
Sammy, help the poor girl.
I got it.
Annie, what are you doing here?
Sammy, who's your friend?
This is Annie, a production assistant from set.
Great to meet you.
Meredith.
So, are you two dating? Thankfully, the horrible encounter was about to end.
Where to?
Snowden Suites.
No way. Us too.
The trip of my dreams was quickly becoming the trip of my nightmares.
Omji, let's share a cab. We'll cover it, don't worry.
Before I could say a word, I was crammed shoulder to shoulder in the cab between my ex and his new girlfriend.
Oh hey, that's my new single, Turn It Up. Oh my god.
You're Meredith Rogers.
Yeah, want an autograph?
I did. I really did. If Sam Mitchell was the most popular actor of our generation, then Meredith Rogers was the most popular singer, but I stayed strong. When we finally reached the resort, all of my worries faded away.
Wow. Coming, Annie?
You go ahead. Sam Mitchell and I made awkward eye contact, but nothing would ruin this trip for me, not even him and his mega pop star, whose annoyingly nice girlfriend. After nearly freezing to death to make sure I wouldn't run into Sam Mitchell and Meredith, I finally went inside. Checking in, suddenly I saw the cutest concierge imaginable, Eddie.
What's your name?
Annie.
Get lost in the snow? Annie?
Do you really want to know?
Of course.
I'm avoiding my ex and his new girlfriend. They checked in before me.
Wait, Sam Mitchell and Meredith Rogers? That's incredibly sucky. Totally sucky.
This was supposed to be my time to forget him and, well, guess that's not happening.
Yes it is, cause I'm upgrading you to the presidential suite.
I can't afford that.
Free of charge. Nobody's booked there for a while anyway.
This cute guy I just met was being so nice to me. Maybe my luck was turning around. Thank you, Eddie. Maybe the trip could be saved. After all, it was a huge resort, right? Wrong.
Sorry.
Everywhere I went, there they were. It was like they were stalking me. Even when they weren't there, they were still haunting me. I couldn't take it anymore.
Whoa, careful. You seem like you've got something on your mind. It wouldn't happen to do with one of our two celebrity guests, would it?
Why ever would you think that?
Just a suspicion. I just got out of a relationship myself.
Really?
Here. The perfectly golden marshmallow.
For me?
Who else?
This guy was so sweet and so cute. Why did you break up?
She cheated.
That's terrible.
You got a little.
That's so embarrassing.
Nah. It's cute.
Things with Eddie were just easy. We talked all night about everything, from the silly
I've always secretly wished I had one of those silly hats with a poop ball on top.
to the serious I want to write for TV, but nobody will give me a chance. Earlier that morning, I'd been devastated over Sam Mitchell. And now, as the night ended, I felt myself wishing it wouldn't.
You're sweet. Lady.
Such a gentleman.
You know, I haven't had this much fun just talking in ever.
Me neither.
I don't want to cross any lines, but I would really like to kiss you.
I'd like that. It was like fireworks. Everything I ever wanted.
Have a good night, Annie.
You too, Eddie. That night, I slept like a baby and didn't think about my ex once. The next day, I couldn't wait to see Eddie. What special activities are there today?
So many. Oh
no. Was he going to take it back? Did he regret that we kissed?
There's somebody coming for the presidential suite tonight. I'm gonna have to move you back to your original room.
Oh, that's totally fine.
I'm really sorry.
You're sweet to worry. It's really okay. I'll go move my stuff over. I really didn't mind changing room. The suite was nice while it lasted until…
Oh hey neighbor.
Don't panic. It's not too bad. But then I realized I could hear them through the vents.
This is the sweetest 1-year anniversary ever.
Anything for you, baby.
Wait, 1-year anniversary. That means he cheated for over a year, 12 months, 365 days. How could I have been so stupid?
Hey, you aren't stupid. You loved him.
Yeah, well, I feel pretty stupid. He's a huge celebrity and I'm a nobody. I should have known.
You need to cut yourself some slack.
That was true. It wasn't just me he'd fooled, but that didn't make it feel any better.
When my girlfriend cheated on me, you know what helped? Closure.
Like cussing them out?
No. Just having an honest conversation to try to understand what happened.
I never want to see his stupid face ever again.
That's the hurt talking. Trust me, if you chat with him, I bet you'll have an easier time moving on. No matter what he says, just say okay and walk away.
Okay, and walk away.
And then how about I book us something nice for this evening once I get off work?
Deal. I found Sam Mitchell in the ski slopes, and I hate how beautiful he looked. We need to talk. Why did you cheat on me? Sam Mitchell looked at me like a deer in the headlights.
What? Why would you think that?
Look, I don't care. I know you're here for your 1-year anniversary. I just want to know why. For a second, I thought he'd stay in denial, but then he sighed.
We met for her music video last year, and we just connected. Like, what we had was great, but there was a lot of stuff I couldn't explain. Pressure of being famous, and she just got it. And she was exciting and fun, and I don't know. Weren't you bored in our relationship too?
Bored?
I mean, yeah. It was like I was always taking you to my events, introducing you to my friends. Who's just boring? We're at different levels. You know what I mean.
It took every ounce of strength I had not to throw a hot chocolate in his face, but instead, okay.
That's it, Annie. That's it. Aren't you upset?
He was absolutely shocked at my response. If there was one thing I knew about Sam Mitchell, it was that he always wanted what he couldn't have. And it was incredibly satisfying to show him he'd never have me. Plus, I had a date to get to. Eddie surprised me with a romantic sleigh ride, something Sam Mitchell would never do.
We just have to wait for the other couple.
Then guess who showed up? You.
Is there a problem?
Yeah, we'll just take the next one.
No, it's fine.
You sure?
I promise. I had decided the best revenge was not being the awkward one. I'd show him. I moved on just as quickly.
Okay.
The sleigh started moving as we began our romantic ride. I cuddled up with Eddie, almost giggling with glee when I saw Sam Mitchell's jealous face, and Meredith noticed.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, it's
great. Some people think it's awkward to be on a romantic sleigh ride with their ex, but I'm totally good.
Ex? But I thought you were a pa?
I was that too. We dated for 3 years.
Sammy, you didn't tell me that.
must have slipped my mind.
When we arrived at the Christmas village, stuff between Sam Mitchell and Meredith was obviously awkward, but I just leaned into it. This is so romantic, Eddie.
Yeah, I'm glad you think so.
The night was perfect, the Christmas village was adorable, and Eddie was the perfect gentleman.
Want some roasted nuts?
Perfect. So then, of course, Sam Mitchell had to ruin it.
You look really cute tonight.
Thanks.
Are you cold? You can have my jacket.
Of course he would try to flirt with me now that he couldn't have me. I would have pitied him if I hadn't seen the look on Meredith's face. The ride back was awkward for them.
Why don't you make your own movie?
Do you have any idea how hard that is?
So I bet you could do it. You need to have more faith in yourself. Annie, take life by the horn.
I'm more of a go-with-the-flow kind of girl.
Take a leap of faith.
But once I went to bed,
Meredith, don't go.
You're not over her. I'm not going to be your second choice.
Wait.
they broke up. I can't wait for sledding tonight.
I'm so sorry. My boss asked me to work the night shift, and I can't say no.
It's okay. Solo sledding. It is like a freaking mosquito. Sam Mitchell found me again.
Annie, wait. I've been thinking. I made a mistake.
Which one?
About us. I should have never cheated, Annie.
Obviously.
No, I mean it. I messed up. Take me back. You know, I'm an idiot sometimes. A lot of times. But we're good together. And maybe I could even get you a job writing for my show next season.
In our entire relationship, he'd never offered to help me with my career. You'd really do that?
Of course, baby. I love you.
No, we're over. But it was too late.
Annie?
Eddie, let me explain.
You don't need to.
Wait.
No, Annie, I just told you that I got cheated on, and now you go and do this? Do me a favor, leave me alone.
Don't. By the time my last day at the resort rolled around, I was more alone than I'd ever been. He avoided me my whole last day, but I left him a present. On the trip back home, I was replaying everything in my head, and I thought back to Eddie's advice. Take a leap of faith. I had nothing to lose, so why not go for it? I quit my job and shot my own movie. It was hard, but I was proud. And I even made it into a film festival. I sent Eddie an invitation, not to win him back, but to say thank you. I was finally secure in myself, alone. I was surprised at how sad I was when he didn't show. I was sitting alone in the theater, savoring the stillness after the crowd had left, when I saw him. You came.
Of course I did. It was. Wow.
Where have you been?
My flight got delayed, and by the time I got here, they already shut the door, but I snuck up to watch it in the projection booth.
I wanted to explain about that night, and it meant nothing at all.
I was thinking something warm, somewhat quiet, just the two of us.
Sure, I'd love to.
Hi, I'm Mandy. Please like and subscribe, and tomorrow you will have the best news. Growing up, we moved around a lot because my parents were journalists. I got really good at making friends quickly, but holding on to any of them was tough since I always ended up leaving. No matter how many of my so-called besties promised they'd stay in touch. After a while, they never did. It was heartbreaking every time. One day, Mom came home with big news. She got a job in Washington, D.C. for a national newspaper, and we wouldn't have to move anymore. I was so excited. Finally, I would have rooms of our own to decorate, make friends that would last. It was a dream. When I started at my new high school, I was nervous. I had to make an amazing first impression because this one had to stick. When I sat down at my desk in the homeroom, the other kids looked at me like I was an alien until a pretty brunette girl sat down next to me.
Hey, I'm Jasmine. Love your jeans. Where'd you get them?
A thrift store in New York.
Oh my god. Is that where you're from?
Sort of. I told her all about life on the road, and we hit it off right away. I could tell she was popular, and it was easy to see why. Very involved in all sorts of clubs and sports. So charming, and top 2 of our class. She was always competing for the top spot against this one kid, Chase. She warned me about how annoying he was, and I totally agreed. I was stuck next to him in math class, and he was always talking and distracting me from taking notes. From the second we met, Jasmine invited me everywhere with her and her friends. We did our homework together, ate lunch, had sleepovers. It was amazing! Soon after I started school, Jasmine convinced me to come to her French club to see if I wanted to join. She introduced me to her friend Camille, and we had so much fun. We watched French movies and practiced speaking with each other. I joined immediately. They were going to choose 2 students for a summer study abroad in Paris. I just knew it would be a really smart move for my future. One day, I went to Camille's house to study with her, and suddenly, the cutest boy I'd ever seen walked into her kitchen.
Hey, butthead.
Excuse me?
Sorry, that was meant for my dumb little sister.
Ugh, don't listen to him.
I'm Ryan. You must be the famous Mandy I've heard so much about.
Don't you have somewhere else to be?
Nowhere better than right where Mandy is.
Then he smiled the most perfect smile I'd ever seen. I could have melted into a puddle right there. The next day at French Club, I told Jasmine all about him. Oh my god, Jazz, he's on the soccer team. Good at school.
Wow. He sounds like...
He perfect package. OMG, he's here. She turned to see Ryan walk into the room right then suddenly. Her eyes turned to ice in front of me.
Ryan? He's my ex.
Oh,
But I mean, if you like him, I guess.
no, of course I wouldn't.
Oh, good, because it'd be so weird. I'm so glad we're friends.
What are you all talking about?
Oh, nothing. It's nice to see you again.
Since when are you in French Club?
Since I found out Mandy joined.
It was so awkward I thought I'd die. Just then, Madame Delacroix clapped her hands.
For announcement time for our upcoming Parents' Night, we will be breaking off into pairs to research and cook a classic French dish.
She started group. And surprise! Surprise! I got paired with Ryan. For just a second, I thought I could see the ice return to Jasmine's eyes, but she blinked, and it was gone. I felt sort of guilty that I'd be spending so much time with Ryan, but I vowed to keep my promise to Jasmine. Soon after that, I got assigned to help Chase hand out awards at the banquet. Hanging out with him all night would be the perfect punishment for me. A few days later, Ryan and I had to get together at his house to make chocolate mousse, my favorite.
Have you ever made this before?
No, but I've watched my dad make it, so I think Then I started the mixer. It started whipping everything up so fast that our chocolate mixture started flying out of the bowl. Soon we were both covered in chocolate. I was mortified, but Ryan just laughed and swiped some chocolate off my nose.
Looks good to me.
After we got cleaned up, we managed to make a second batch just in time to make it to the event. Madame Delacroix tasted every dish and said ours was the best of all of them. I was pretty proud, and I hoped it would get me some extra points toward the Paris program. Not even having to sit next to Chatterbox Chase all night could ruin my mood. After that, Ryan started asking me to hang out more and more. Soccer games, study sessions, sometimes even trips for ice cream. After, he was really funny, and we liked all the same books. I could tell he liked me, and I was really starting to like him, but I couldn't betray Jasmine. When I told my mom about it, she thought I was being ridiculous.
I don't think Jasmine really has your best interests at heart, Mandy.
She was my first friend here.
But that doesn't make her a good friend. What kind of friend keeps you from being with someone you really like?
It's girl code, so I was definitely surprised the next day, at lunch, when our group started talking about boys to hear Jasmine exclaim,
Who needs them? I've so moved on from Ryan. I mean, we only dated a few weeks anyway. Mandy, you can have him for all I care.
I was elated to hear her say that, but now I was nervous. I'd never really pursued anyone before, but all the signs were there, and I decided to go for it. Soon after, Ryan hurt his ankle at a soccer match and had to leave the field. We lost. I decided to visit him the next day, especially now that Jazz had given her blessing. When I walked into his living room with some cheery daisies, his whole face lit up, and he pulled me down to the couch in a huge hug. When we pulled away, I felt like I was falling into his beautiful brown eyes. I thought for just a second I might get my first real kiss, but I chickened out. I brought some ice cream too for Sundays.
You're the best, you know that?
We watched TV and ate way too much ice cream, but things felt a little different. He was texting almost constantly, when he usually was always talking to me non-stop. I wondered if I had ruined things by pulling away earlier. I tried to ignore it, but when my mom came to get me, I was sort of glad to leave. For the next few days, I tried to keep my head down and work hard towards the Paris trip, but I was glad for the distraction when Jasmine announced her birthday party to the whole class.
Arcade this weekend. My birthday wish list is on all the invites.
You going?
Of course, Jazz is my best friend.
Sure she is.
Cryptic much? You're so weird. I caught up with her in the hallway after. Can I hitch a ride to your party? This will be so fun. I already have your gift.
My carpool is full already.
Oh, okay. But she was already halfway down the hall, leaving me in her dust. I figured she was just distracted about her party and tried not to think about her weird behavior. I texted Ryan to see if he and Shamil wanted to carpool, but all I got were 3 typing bubbles in response, and then nothing. In fact, I didn't hear anything from anyone all weekend. What was going on Saturday, when my mom dropped me off at arcade, a gift in hand for Jasmine, I pasted a big smile on my face as I got out of the car. Chase waved to me and smiled. He really wasn't so annoying, maybe just a little awkward. As we walked into the party room, imagine my shock when I saw Jasmine's stick standing there holding hands with none other than Ryan. A pit dropped to the bottom of my stomach. When she leaned over to kiss him, I thought I'd die. All I wanted to do was run home and curl up under the covers, but I couldn't. It was Jasmine's birthday, my best friend. Still, I was mortified. Everyone knew I liked him, and they had all seen us spend so much time together. Now, he wouldn't even look at me. As everyone started pairing off and heading to the arcade, I realized I didn't have a partner. Blinking back tears, I suddenly felt a warm hand on my shoulder.
Hey, let's pair up for a round.
Sure. Chase and I played through, and even though I had a pit in my stomach, we actually had a lot of fun. He was pretty good, and even when I danced offbeat, he pretended not to see it. When we went inside for Jasmine's cake, I tried to put on a brave face, but when Ryan leaned over to help her blow out her birthday candles, and Jasmine turned to smile at me with a gleam in her eye like nothing was wrong, I knew I had to leave. I snuck out to the bathroom to call my mom to get me, and as soon as I got into her car, I burst into tears and cried all the way home. And even though Chase texted me to check on me, and Camille did too, the one person who I actually thought would worry enough to reach out never did. I didn't hear from Jasmine until Monday, in homeroom.
Mandy, why'd you leave my party? The cake was so good.
Why did I leave? Jasmine?
What?
You have to know why I left.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You knew I liked Ryan. You told me you'd moved on, and all of a sudden you show up with him without telling me.
How can you be mad? He was my boyfriend.
Your ex-boyfriend that you said I could pursue. Why tell me that if you wanted him back all along?
See, this is why we kept it quiet. We knew you'd be upset.
What?
We got back together the day he got hurt at his soccer match. He wanted to tell you, but we all knew you'd just be upset.
So you've just been lying to me for weeks? All of you. Jazz, how am I supposed to trust anything any of you say?
All's fair in love and war.
And with that, she flipped her hair over her shoulder and switched desks. I was devastated. My first real friend. And everything had gotten so messed up. What had I missed? When I saw Ryan walking home from school, I sped up to catch him. What the heck, Ryan? I thought we liked each other. And then you show up like that with Jasmine and totally blindside me.
I didn't know you liked me.
Oh, come on. The ice cream, the flowers. You knew I liked you. There have been several moments and I didn't just imagine that you liked me too.
I did, but you never said anything.
Well, neither did you.
And then when Jasmine came to me after I got hurt saying she wanted to get back together, why would I turn her down when I wasn't even the one to break up with her?
Like me. Don't like me? Fine. But you could have had the decency to say something before just showing up like that and humiliating me. I deserve better than that. I tried to put on a brave face at school. After all, hadn't I been a lone wolf for my whole life? But I'd gotten so used to having a friend at school that I suddenly felt the absence. Luckily, Chase came to sit by me the first time he saw me sitting alone at lunch. I couldn't see why I'd hated him so much for so long, other than the fact that Jasmine didn't like him. He was so sweet and really smart. Even though I avoided Jasmine and Ryan at all costs, I refused to quit French club. As the weather got nicer, Chase tried to get me to come out to soccer games, parties, concerts. But my sole focus was on school. I was more determined than ever to get one of the spots to go to Paris and prayed that Jasmine wouldn't get the other one. Chase became my favorite study buddy. He was almost as determined as I was for me to win the top spot on the Paris trip. On the last day of school, our report cards came out straight A's. Chase and I got big ice cream sundaes after school to celebrate. As I looked across the table at him, I thought about everything that had happened with Jasmine and Ryan and our whole big group, and I decided I was so glad to have one actual good friend instead of a bunch of not-so-great ones. Afterwards, Chase and I walked down the National Mall as the sun set. So, Mr. Number 1 in the class, how does it feel?
I'm just glad to have beat her, to be honest, especially after everything that happened with you.
I can take care of myself.
I know, but from day one you seemed so nice, and I tried to make friends with you so quickly because I knew she'd come after you right away.
What do you mean?
Jasmine and I have been in the same class since kindergarten. She has always kept the girls she was most afraid of close. You know, keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
But I was never her enemy.
She's always been afraid of the smart, pretty girls in our grade. Even if you don't see it, trust me. To her, you were a threat.
Wow, I had no idea. But if I had to go through all that to become friends with you, it was worth it. Suddenly, my phone rang. It was Madame Delacroix. Hello?
Mandy, I'm pleased to inform you that you have been selected for this summer's study abroad in Paris. Pack your bags, mademoiselle. I am so proud.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup. When we hung up, I squealed. Oh my God! I'm gonna have a stamp in my passport. Suddenly, Chase's phone rang. And when he saw the caller ID, he looked up at me with a gleam in his eye. I could barely contain my excitement. And when he finally said, "Thank you," and hung up, he turned to me with a huge smile.
Looks like I'll have a matching stamp.
Paris? Together? I threw my arms around him, overjoyed to be off on a big adventure with my favorite first real friend.
Hi, I'm Irina from Russia. Please like and subscribe. My mom gave birth to 2 identical twins, me and my sister Rita. Unfortunately, we were only a month old when my parents divorced. Mom took Rita to the city while I stayed in the village with Dad. Dad was my only friend because growing up, I was super shy and preferred to read and write stories in my journal than play with other kids.
Are you sure you want to spend another Friday night alone, sweetie?
Don't worry, Dad, I'm fine. Aren't you happy I'm not going to any wild parties or dating any boys? Then one day when I was 16, I got a strange visitor.
Hi, Irina. Oh, you're all grown up now and so beautiful.
Thanks. Do I know you?
Wow. I guess your dad never mentioned me much or kept any pictures. I'm your mom.
Huh? You're joking, right? But she wasn't. Instead, Dad came over and the 2 of them sat down with me in the living room.
All right. I let you come over because you said you had an emergency. So what's going on?
It's Irina's sister, Rita. She's a model and makes a lot of money, but she started struggling with mental illness and suddenly quit. Now, if she doesn't complete her contract, we'll be sued for a crazy amount of money. Irina has to fill in for her. No one will know. I may have to trim her bangs a bit, though.
Wait, what? This is the emergency?
What a stupid and twisted thing to ask your daughter that you haven't seen in 16 years. Get out of my house right now.
They started arguing and I didn't know what to do, so I just slipped out of the room and tried to calm myself down. But Mom just wouldn't give up. And the next day she made me a crazy offer.
Your father mentioned you write stories and that it's your dream to become a famous author. What if I told you I knew an agency that could publish your work and pay you a fortune?
How could I say no to something like that? After that, I convinced Dad to do the modeling contract, and finally he agreed. So I moved to the city where Mom and Rita lived in a mansion. Mom greeted me at the door and hugged me tightly. I still wasn't entirely comfortable with her, but it was nice to feel welcome.
You'll meet Rita later today. She doesn't leave her bedroom. She even has dinner there.
You mean I'll only see her if I come upstairs with you? Doesn't she ever leave the house? Mom didn't answer. She just snapped her fingers and ordered some servants to get me settled in my room. God, this place was so different from what I was used to. And I was curious to meet my mysterious sister, too. That evening, I was reading in my room when I heard a scream outside my room. I went into the hallway to find the maid covered in food. That's when I also saw Mom and Rita.
I told her I wanted pizza for dinner, not these soggy vegetables.
Of course, baby. Our mistake. But pizza's not good for you right now. We'll get you the tastiest salad ever. I'll give you a raise, all right? I can't have another servant quit because of her.
You always do this. Mom, I don't want a salad. If I don't get a pizza right now, I'll take all of your gold jewelry and give it to the neighbor's dog to chew on and then throw up.
Excuse me, but don't speak to your mom like that. And you certainly didn't need to throw food at your maid.
This is my twin sister, Mom. She has a lot of nerve for a house guest. Also, we may look identical, but her skin is way more blotchy than mine. You should tell the photographer that beforehand.
Geez, this girl was something else. I went off to bed after that, and Mom told me not to take Rita's behavior personally.
I just want her to be happy and healthy.
The next day, I arrived on set when suddenly I noticed everyone glaring at me and whispering angrily. What was going on? Hey, why is everyone here giving me dirty looks? Did I do something wrong?
Ugh, you're here? I thought you quit after you humiliated me in front of thousands of people. Also, you bullied every single person on set since you started working here, Rita. They were hoping they'd never see you again after you left.
What? I bullied everybody here? And what did I do to you? I mean, I didn't take my meds this morning, so I forgot what happened. Can you remind me?
Ugh, give me a break!
Rita had apparently done a lot of horrible things because every person around me acted like I was some kind of monster. I called Mom and told her what had happened.
You must have spoken with Vlad, Rita's coworker and ex-boyfriend. She dumped him publicly during an acceptance speech for an awards show and said some mean things. Just focus on your work, honey. He's not your problem.
I knew Mom was right, so the next day, I ignored all the death stares and kept to myself. But later that afternoon, Vlad and I had to do a photo shoot together. The photographer was about to start when suddenly she started freaking out.
I cannot work like this. Vlad, how much weight did you gain? The costume designers worked really hard and you. Ugh, forget it. I'm requesting a different model.
What? Why? We've been rehearsing this for weeks and I haven't gained any weight.
He really does look great. Maybe his suit just has to be tailored a bit. The photographer wouldn't listen, and Vlad stormed off with tears in his eyes. Vlad, don't listen to that photographer. You're in great shape. I don't get why she had to be such a jerk.
Well, she wasn't totally wrong. I have put on a little weight. I'm surprised you didn't make fun of me about it.
Have I made fun of your body in the past?
You made fun of it in front of thousands of people. During your award speech, you said you were dumping me because I didn't have abs anymore.
Wow. Well, I'd like to apologize for that. The truth is, I think you're really brave for doing a job like this. I hate having my picture taken. I mean, even though I'm a model. The point is, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. I really didn't expect an apology from you. We're still broken up, but thanks for that.
After our talk, Vlad was nicer to me, which made my job a lot easier. One day, I headed to the den to watch some TV when I saw Rita sitting on the couch. What are you doing here?
What do you mean? This is my house, isn't it?
Yeah, but I thought you never came out of your room.
I don't. But my room doesn't have a TV, and I like watching Luna videos on a big screen.
You watch Luna Avatar too? They're my favorite YouTube channel. Their stories are what inspired me to become a writer.
Yeah, I don't care. You can watch with me as long as you keep your mouth shut.
I decided to take the opportunity to spend time with Rita. She obviously had some issues, and I was curious to know more about her. As we were watching videos, Rita's phone suddenly rang, and she looked annoyed.
Why is Vlad calling me?
My heart started racing as Rita answered the phone. Apparently, Vlad had called to ask her out to coffee.
He said he's glad we're getting along better lately, and that I seem happier and healthier. Did you flirt with him or something?
What? No, we're just friendly coworkers.
Listen to me. At your job, you're not Irina. You're Rita. And Rita doesn't want you talking to Vlad at all. I still love him.
You love him, and yet you dumped and publicly body-shamed him? Look, I'm not interested in your ex-boyfriend, but I'm allowed to be his friend. He's not your property, and he deserves to be around someone who doesn't mistreat him. I left before Rita could answer, and the next morning at work, I told Vlad I was sorry if I was rude to him on the phone and that I was happy to hang out.
I really don't have time for your games, Rita.
I'm not playing games, dude. Just whatever you do, don't call or text me on that number again. I got a new number. I convinced Vlad to let me buy him coffee, and as we were walking to a cafe, I saw a lady come up to us with a little girl behind her.
I'm so sorry to bother you, but my daughter is a big fan, and I wanted to say hi. She's just a little shy.
You don't have to feel shy. I'm just a normal girl at the end of the day, like you.
Did your mom buy you this pretty scarf?
Actually, I got it as a present from my agency. Do you want it? I think you'd look even better in it than I do.
No, we can't possibly accept that from you.
Rita, that scarf cost thousands of...
It's okay. Really, I want her to have it. The girl was starry-eyed, and her mom thanked me over and over.
Wow, I can't believe you just did that. You've changed a lot during your vacation, haven't you? Are you in therapy now or something?
I guess you could say that. Vlad insisted on buying me coffee instead of the other way around. And I even got some free pastries since the cashier was also a fan of Rita. I was living like royalty, pretending to be her. And my life as a model just kept getting better. I was getting huge business deals because everyone was amazed at how Rita had apparently made a comeback. But my success drove my sister totally wild.
You're just living your perfect life, aren't you? Oh no, wait. You're living my life.
The only reason I'm even here is because you sabotaged your career with your awful behavior. Rita just threw a pillow at my head and walked off. What a brat. As more time passed, I also started hanging out with Vlad, and we became really close. But I was always hesitant to tell him about my real identity. One night, he walked me home, and when we arrived in front of the house, he took my hand, and I felt my knees go weak.
I had such a lovely day with you. You seem a lot happier and healthier lately. Or maybe I'm just seeing a different side of you.
Suddenly, he leaned in to kiss me, and I found myself pulling away. Vlad, I'm sorry, but I can't kiss you.
What do you mean? I want to give us a second chance. 'Cause you're the new you.
I know. But things with me are more complicated than they look. I have to go, I'm sorry. I quickly snuck inside the house, but when I closed the door, I saw Rita leaning against the wall, and she looked enraged.
I saw you two from my bedroom window. Irina, I told you to stay away from Vlad. I know we haven't grown up together, but you're still my sister, and sisters don't steal each other's boyfriends.
I'm not stealing anything from you. He tried to kiss me, and I refused. But if you still love him, you should reach out and apologize.
Do you think I haven't done that? He won't take me back, Irina. I know it doesn't look like it, but I am trying to work on myself and become a better person. Hurting Vlad was the biggest regret of my life.
I didn't know how to respond to that. And as I lay in bed, I felt torn about what to do. I did have feelings for Vlad, and Rita had been horrible to him, but I still didn't want to hurt her. So the next day at work, I told Vlad I only wanted to be friends.
But why? Is there something you're not telling me?
It's just that. Suddenly, I saw something that made me forget what I wanted to say. The director was putting an envelope next to my purse, and it had my name on it. I left Vlad right away to see what it was. Excuse me, what's in this bag?
The menu for your new diet.
What do you mean I have to drop some weight?
That's ridiculous. We've given you this diet many times, and you are fine. So, can you do your job and follow this diet, or are you going to go crazy and have a mental breakdown again?
I felt like the ground beneath me had collapsed. This was how the agency had treated Rita when she was here. No wonder she'd been struggling. I had to see her right away. I went home and knocked on Rita's door, but there was no answer. Then suddenly, I smelled something weird coming from underneath the floor. So I opened the door and my heart dropped. Rita's entire bedroom was covered with dirty plates, and there was food under her bed that she'd snuck in from the kitchen. At that second, Rita's bathroom door opened.
Oh my god, get out! This is a total invasion of privacy!
Rita, what is all this? The director gave me the diet menu today, and she said she's always given it to you whenever you put on weight. But now I think you have an eating disorder.
My eating disorder led to my breakdown. I thought it was a harmless diet, but they kept telling me that I was still too heavy. So I started starving myself. But I'd get hungry and stuff my face, and the pressure to look perfect got to me. And then I projected my own insecurities onto Vlad. Irina, I was never jealous of you. I just didn't want you to suffer like I did.
Oh my god, I had no idea. I am so sorry.
But it doesn't excuse my behavior. It's turned me into a monster.
I hugged Rita tight and let her cry for a while. And after that, we went straight to the agency to take care of business. But when we arrived, Mom was there, and when she saw Rita, she freaked.
What is she doing here? Irina, I came here to help you sign a contract for a new business deal. We could get into huge trouble if someone sees you two together.
Forget it, Mom. I'm not filling in for Rita anymore. I'm done. You care more about money than you do your daughter's health and well-being. This agency totally mistreated Rita and the other models. And if I stay any longer, I'll go down the same dark path she did.
Oh, Irina, don't be overly dramatic. Rita's breakdown had nothing to do with the agency.
Rita was about to answer when we heard footsteps behind us. And when we turned around, it was Vlad. I hadn't spoken to him since the other day. His eyes got huge as he stared at Rita and me.
Rita, you have a twin?
Actually, I'm not Rita. My name is Irina, and I've been secretly filling in for Rita since last month. She didn't want to continue modeling, but they were going to sue us, and she quit before her contract ended, and...
It was her you've been hanging out with this whole time.
I don't understand. So you both lied to me and the whole world about all this?
It wasn't our choice! Vlad walked away before I could finish, and I was devastated. I wanted to go after him, but I had to take care of other things first. I called Dad right away, and with his help, we filed a lawsuit against both the agency and Mom for mistreatment and fraud. Dad got custody of Rita and got her the therapy she needed, and I was still able to get my stories published. But our little switcheroo was all over the news, and Vlad was still ignoring our calls. Then one day, Vlad texted me to meet him at a cafe, but he said he didn't want to talk to Rita. That was weird. So talk to me. How come you asked me to come here but not Rita?
Because you're the one I want to be with. Irina, you're a better person than Rita is. I was hurt that you lied, but I know you had your reasons.
I'm not a better person than Rita. I just had it way easier than her. She still loves you and wants a second chance.
But she hurt me too deeply, and I don't think I can ever love her the same. You're the one I want to be with.
My heart raced as Vlad took my hands and I stared into his deep, dark eyes. Vlad, maybe someday we can be together, but right now I have to focus on myself. I've been living my sister's life for too long, and I've lost touch with who I am. Still, I've loved every moment I spent with you.
Me too. Good luck, Irina.
And with that, I left the cafe with a smile, ready to start a new chapter of my life.
Hi, I'm Kiara, and I'm a hopeless romantic. But before I continue, please like and subscribe. I completely blame Mom for my problem. She's been a soap opera actor since her teens, and I think playing the heroine and all those love stories made her believe they were half real, even though she was often disappointed in reality. But a hopeless romantic doesn't give up easily. Despite some bad experiences, you continue to believe that one day, true love really will conquer all. So I grew up watching classic romantic movies and Disney fairy tales, and I believed in soulmates and love at first sight and happily ever afters. That's what the movies told us. It had to happen as long as we believed. Well, Mom was still looking, and I was on this journey with her. And when things went bad, I was waiting with ice cream and her favorite rom-com, When Harry Met Sally. When you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible.
Oh, my heart. This gets me every time. God, where are these men hiding?
As Mom threw her bowl away angrily, my BFF Lauren walked in.
Did I come at a bad time?
Oh no, we're just watching rom-coms and crying. The usual, come on, join us. I was mostly a normal teenager, even a successful one. I'd inherited Mom's good looks, had plenty of friends, and I got good grades. My only problem was that I was always looking for love, and I fell for guys way too easily. Like there was Anthony in freshman year, who was the one until he stopped calling and pretended he didn't know me at school. Or Leo, who forgot to tell me that he was moving to California till he had already moved. And most recently, Mark, who suddenly told me he was becoming a priest and couldn't date girls anymore. I don't get it. These guys seem to like me and it's going great. And then I don't know what happens.
They go out with you because you're pretty and cool, and then you lose your mind and drive them away.
What am I doing wrong?
Oh, I don't know. How about when you told Anthony on the second date that you were in love with him or Leo, and you looked deep into his eyes and said you could see his soul? Or Mark, you sang a song for him at his sister's wedding. You weren't even invited.
I just wear my heart on my sleeve.
You come on too strong and you always pick the wrong guys. They look like you're a dumb idea of Prince Charming, and they're exciting, but they're not right for you.
Okay. But look at this guy I bumped into at the coffee shop today. He asked me out. Lauren immediately set a calendar alert for 6 weeks. What's that before?
When you guys break up.
This time it's different, but she was never wrong. 6 weeks, like clockwork. The end, and I would scream into my pillow and swear off stupid boys forever till the next one. Of course, Lauren always supported me, but after watching my summer romance crash and burn before senior year, she'd had enough.
I can't watch you go through this again. Listen, why don't you let me choose someone for you? I know you inside out, and I'll pick someone, right?
I'll try anything at this point.
Okay, but there are 3 rules. First, you have to go out with my pick.
Deal.
And you have to get to know him before you decide you're in love. Don't rush into it.
Agreed.
And you can't reject him until you've had at least 3 dates.
Done! We wrote it into a contract and signed it. Lauren was taking her research very seriously, and I couldn't wait. But that Friday, I came home from school to find moving trucks next door. I casually looked out my window, and that's when I saw him. He was carrying boxes, and it was a hot day, so he took his shirt off and I nearly fell out. The boy was a freaking work of art, and his smile brighter than the sun. I wished I was the box he was carrying inside his house. Maybe on our wedding day. Snap out of it, idiot! I really tried, but I just couldn't stop thinking about him. So 2 days later, I went over to introduce myself. I rang the doorbell, but suddenly I lost my nerve. I turned around to run, and I tripped and I landed face flat in mud. Someone helped me up, and I turned to the son of Zeus himself.
Hey, you okay? That must have been a bad fall.
Oh, this. No, you've got it all wrong. See, we don't have mud at our place right now, so I just came over to do a mud facial. It's really good for your skin. You should try it. Not that you need it. No, sirree.
I've seen you around, and you don't need it either. You're really pretty and all. I'm Brett, by the way.
He held out his hand, and when we touched fireworks. I don't remember much from that moment, except that he said he was going to start at my school on Monday. I practically floated back home. I couldn't wait to tell Lauren. Except the next day at school, she told me she'd finally picked someone for me. Lauren was explaining her decisions by the locker, but my eyes were busy scanning the hallways for Brett.
Are you hearing any of this?
Of course. Yeah, sure, thank you. But just then, Brett walked up to me, smiling.
Hey, I was hoping to run into you. Think you can show me around later?
I would love to. As he walked away, Lauren turned towards me angrily.
No!
What do you mean, no?
You have to go with the guy I picked. You signed a contract, remember?
I know, it's just that.
La 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 la! I can't hear you.
Okay, fine. Lauren had picked out this guy, Steven, and she forced me to talk to him. We've been going to school together for years. He was perfectly nice and even cute in a skinny key kind of way, but I didn't feel that spark. Still, I agreed to go out with Steven on Friday night because of that stupid contract. But I couldn't get Brett off my mind. Every day that week, we met after school in his kitchen, did our homework together, and just got to know each other. I found myself falling for him, hard. On Thursday, I learned he was falling too.
So want to go out with me tomorrow night?
I can't. It's just this stupid thing I agreed to do for my friend. She picked someone for me, and I committed to this date this Friday.
What about Saturday then?
Saturday sounds perfect. The next night was my date with Steven, and it was interesting. I always thought he was shy, but once he got talking, it was hard to stop him. He was smart and made super lame jokes that he cracked up over himself, which made me laugh, but I decided to come clean. Look, this was great, but I kind of have my heart set on someone else right now. I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be. That's a relief, actually. I'm coming out of a relationship, and I'm not ready for anything serious. So who's the guy?
It's my new neighbor. It was like love at first sight. Like he's my soulmate, you know?
No, I don't, actually. I think that whole idea is stupid.
What? Why?
Because it's stupid. Like what? We're supposed to believe that Cinderella and her prince found true love after dancing for 2.5 minutes.
Hey, there are so many other examples.
Romeo and Juliet. Those morons didn't live long enough to discover there were probably better people out there for them.
How can you not believe in love?
You have to know someone with all their flaws and then decide if you still like them enough to want to be with them. I believe in love, just not your dumb fairy tale version of it. How old are you? 10?
Gosh, you're so rude. I flung a glass of water in his face before I stormed out. Who was this jerk to judge me? I had to break the contract. No way was I going on 2 more dates with this guy. Lauren wanted to know all about my date, but I decided to tell her the details later. I had my date with Brett the next night, and that was amazing. We grabbed a quick bite from this burger joint, and then went to a party with other seniors. I couldn't believe how quickly he had made friends with everyone. People just gravitated towards him, and I loved that. We danced all night, and standing next to him, I felt important. We kissed for the first time on my porch. I walked inside feeling excited and dizzy, and then I found Lauren sitting on my bed. Yeah, she knew. I'm so sorry. I was going to tell you. It's just this time it's really real. Lauren pulled out her phone and started flicking through it. He's incredible. He's confident and fun. And we went to this party. Lauren, can you please look at me? What are you doing?
6 weeks. Just setting my alert. Come on, don't be that way. Why did you go out with Steven in the first place? Why did you ask me to do any of this? You put so much more faith in random guys than you do in people who actually love you.
Steven turned out to be a jerk, okay? He and I have nothing in common, but with Brett, it's something I've never felt before. I have to give this a chance.
Okay, 6 weeks.
And you know what? Just turn that alert off. You jinx my relationships.
Oh, it's my fault now. I'm not turning it off.
Yes, you are. Give me that. We both ended up wrestling like crazy over the phone, but as I pulled at it, it suddenly went flying and smashed into the wall. I tried to apologize, but Lauren just stormed off. I'd never really had a falling out with her and it didn't feel good, but if she couldn't support me being with Brett, then I wasn't talking to her. Brett and I were inseparable, and every weekend we went to some new exciting place or party. I never felt so happy. Maybe I was finally done with all the dates and all the boys. But after a perfect month, things slowly started changing. Brett seemed a bit distant. He didn't want to go out on dates or parties so often now. When I asked him about it, he said he missed hanging out with his friends and wanted to spend more time with them. But I had this nagging feeling, and I'm not proud of this. But I followed him from his house to the other end of town, watched him walk into a house party, then watched him kiss another girl. I stormed up to him and grabbed him by his shirt. What do you think you're doing?
Kiara, you followed me?
You're cheating on me.
Look, can we please not do this here?
OMG, is this your crazy ex you were just telling me about? The one who has a whole journal for your future wedding? Girl, I saw the pictures and you're pathetic.
My what? You went through my things and took pictures.
I just found it under your pillow one day. What were you thinking? Planning our wedding. You even had pictures of what our kids would look like. Who does that?
What I do in private is none of your business, and I never said anything to you.
But it was about me, and it's just creepy, okay? And I guess it made me realize that you're way more into me than I am into you.
And you weren't even man enough to break up with me. You just started seeing someone else. You know who does that? A stupid jerk. I pushed him so hard that he fell on his new girlfriend, and I ran out of the party in angry tears. As I waited for an Uber outside, someone gently took my hand. It was Steven. Oh, perfect. You were here to see everything. Go ahead, gloat. Laugh at me.
I don't want to do that, Kiara. He's a jerk. This is not your fault.
No, but it is because I'm so in love with the idea of being in love that I ignore the signs. I've seen him flirting with other girls, and I know he's full of himself, but I just felt so lucky that he chose me. That is pathetic, isn't it?
What can I do to make you feel better? Can I take you home?
Could you take me to Lauren's? I found Lauren in her room, and I just burst into tears. She immediately put her arms around me like she'd done every time in the past.
You have to see how valuable you really are. You give too much of yourself to people who don't deserve it.
What I don't deserve is a friend like you.
But you're stuck with me anyway.
Lauren stuck with me in the weeks that followed, and she wouldn't let Brett come near me in school when he tried to apologize, but Brett was persistent. Finally, I agreed to meet him on my porch, and for the first time, he didn't seem so confident.
I made a terrible mistake, Kiara. I just got freaked out over nothing, and not being with you made me realize how I really feel about you. Please, give me another chance.
It would have been so easy to just fall into his arms. No, I'm too valuable to give you any more of my time. It's over. We're over. A couple of weeks later, I was sitting on the bleachers when Steven joined me.
I need to apologize for our date. I had no right to judge you.
Yeah, you didn't, but you weren't wrong. And for the record, I was enjoying our date till I got mad at you.
I was enjoying our date too, till you told me you liked someone else. I lied about my breakup just so I sounded like I wasn't interested either. But actually, I've kind of had a crush on you for years. I was really excited when Lauren set us up.
Oh, I had no idea. Yeah, Lauren thought we'd be perfect together. I was actually supposed to go on 3 dates with you.
3 dates, huh? So you owe me 2 more.
I guess I do. Lauren was just coming up as he walked away.
What was that about?
I'm completing the contract. She smiled and pulled out her phone. 6 weeks?
Not this time. Not anymore.
Hello, my name is Moana, and I'm from Hawaii. Please like and subscribe. Growing up, what I hated most was when my parents argued and yelled at each other. And it happened a lot. But there were some moments when we'd all laugh together. Like when I turned 3, Dad came home with the biggest unicorn doll for me, and Mom baked my favorite vanilla cake. It was the happiest day of my life.
Moana, you're the best thing that's ever happened. When you were born, our world changed.
Yes, darling. You mean everything to us.
Mom worked as a secretary at a big insurance company, and Dad worked at a local store, so we lived a pretty average life. But then one day, when I was 4, Mom came home driving her boss's expensive car and told Dad that she was leaving him. Please don't go, Mom. I love you.
Oh, my baby. Tell you what, you will visit me at my new house every weekend.
I watched Mom pack her bags and drive away. And Dad was so sad. He told me that he and Mom were now separated. Months later, he took me to visit her at her new fancy house, and she was sitting with her boss, carrying a new baby.
Mana, I'd like you to meet your baby sister, Luisa.
Luisa was the luckiest little baby because her dad bought her all the toys in the world. I liked going to their mansion, and Mom would be so happy every time I visited. But soon, Luisa started crying so hard for Mom's attention that it became difficult for us to spend any time together. Once, when I was 5 and Luisa was a toddler, Mom took us to the zoo and bought us both candy. But Luisa threw hers into the raccoon cage, and then she started crying hysterically for more. She even started pulling Mom's hair, and I gave her my candy so she'd calm down and give Mom a break.
Oh, Moana, thank you so much. You've always been such an understanding child. I hope your sister grows up to be just like you.
Thanks, Mom. I just want you to be happy. Since Mom had left, Dad always tried to hide his sadness and make me laugh with his jokes and dramatic bedtime stories. And I tried my best to always make him proud and happy too. Once, in 2nd grade, Dad came to my school for a parent-teacher meeting, and my teacher, Sina, told him all sorts of nice things about me since I was the top student in her class.
Wow, I'm so proud of you, darling.
You should be. Moana is a very special little girl.
Right after the meeting, Dad invited Sina to come with us. For pizza. He looked really happy around her. And soon after, he started seeing her more often. And I didn't mind at all because she was very nice to me. Once, in 4th grade, we went to the skate park together, and Sina showed me how to skateboard.
Okay, I'm not letting go of your hand until you're strong on your feet.
I think I can skateboard on my own. Look! I let go of her grip and jumped up, feeling as if I were flying. And then suddenly my leg twisted and I fell down hard. I felt dizzy, and I saw Sina running towards me as I blacked out. I was rushed to the hospital, and my leg was put through so many scans and then bandaged up. Sina couldn't stop crying.
This is all my fault. I'm so sorry, Moana.
No, please don't blame yourself. I wanted to do that on my own. Dad hugged Sina to make her feel better. And just then, Mom barged in with Luisa.
How could you let this happen?
She started yelling at Dad, and they both got into a big argument, forgetting all about me. Guys, stop! Everyone looked at me, and then Luisa came closer to my bed, looking angry.
I had a big concert today. I was the lead. But now I'm here because Mom was worried about you. You ruined my concert.
Luisa, you can't speak to your sister like that. She just got injured.
Luisa pulled an ugly face at me, and just then, the doctor walked in with some bad news. He told my parents that my leg would never be normal again. I walked with a limp, and at school I couldn't participate in any sports. But I still remained the top student in the class, and everyone was so nice to me, since I'd never had trouble making friends. And I always helped them with their homework. One day when I was in 7th grade, Sina watched how I helped some kids understand a math equation, and she was so impressed.
Moana, you would make a really good teacher one day.
Yes, I would love to be a teacher one day, just like you, Sina. Sina really cared about me, and when I was in 8th grade, Dad told me that he wanted to marry her. I was so happy for them. Dad even invited Mom and her family. This was his way of finally making peace. Just before the event started, I found Luisa standing and glaring at the big wedding cake. What are you doing here alone?
Whatever I want. This cake looks so delicious.
Yes, it is, but don't stand too close. We don't want any accidents. She smirked at me, and then suddenly, she stuck her finger out and scooped the frosting off the cake. Hey, you can't do that. But she just laughed and reached for the cake again. I ran forward to pull her away as she tried to push me off. We both started wrestling and crashed straight into the cake. Just then, Mom and Dad appeared, looking speechless.
What have you girls done?
It wasn't me, Dad. Honest. Mom surprised me when she yelled at Luisa.
I'm so tired of your behavior, Luisa. Your father has spoiled you so much that everywhere you go, you ruin things. Moana was such a good child compared to you.
Well, maybe I should tell Dad to send you back to your poor family.
Both Dad and I were so shocked at the way Luisa spoke to Mom. And after the wedding, when I visited Mom again, I noticed that Luisa was awful to Mom all the time and bossed her around because her dad gave her the power to do so.
Mom, my Prada jacket still has a stain. Get it cleaned right now. I need it for school.
Okay, dear.
Why are you so mean to Mom?
Because she never does anything right. And if she doesn't listen, my dad will kick her out.
She's our mom. Don't you love her?
Well, she loves you more. So I guess I love my dad more.
When I tried to talk to Mom about what was going on in her life, she told me not to worry and said she could handle it. There wasn't much I could do to help her. One day in 10th grade, I was studying in the school library when a boy came out and sat on the table opposite to me. I knew exactly who he was. Maui! He was one of the hot, popular guys at school and was reading one of my all-time favorite books. My eyes kept wandering to him now and then, and I tried not to make it too obvious, but he was just so gorgeous. And while I sat zoned out in my fantasy, he suddenly started waving in my face.
Hey, are you okay?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't staring. I was actually,
It's okay. I'm used to it. That's why I sometimes come in here to hide away from the girls coming after me. My parents wanted me to be a model because of all the attention I get.
Yes, you're very good looking. Modeling would suit you.
I actually like books and reading. I don't like being in the spotlight.
I was so surprised because I always saw him surrounded by girls. I was never after him because he was way out of my league. But after meeting him in the library, we actually became good friends because we had so much in common. One day, he asked if I'd like to see the latest Disney movie with him. And I was so excited that another kid in school liked that kind of stuff. We even dressed up like the characters and had the time of our lives. I'm so happy to finally have a Moana partner.
Me too! You're such a cool person to hang out with.
He looked deep into my eyes, and then he leaned over and kissed me. I was so shocked because it all felt like a dream. And then I looked down at my leg and started doubting myself and wondering if any of this was real.
Hey, what's wrong?
Maui, you're like the hottest guy on this planet, and there's so many pretty girls without any issues like mine. So why me?
There's nothing wrong with you, Moana. You're perfect.
Maui liked me just as I was, and I learned to love myself with my brokenness. Life at school felt great, until one day, Mom called me with some surprising news.
Honey, Louisa will be joining your school. She got expelled from her fancy private school because she was bullying kids.
But Mom, she won't fit in at my school.
No other school will accept her. Please look out for her and show her around. Maybe she can learn something from you.
The next day, Louisa walked into my school wearing a pink fluffy coat and black shades. Just as she approached me, a group of girls snuck up behind her and spray painted her coat.
What is wrong with you fools? This is Dolce & Gabbana. Oh my gosh, you ruined it.
The girls went ballistic and lifted her off her feet.
What did you call us?
Put me down.
When I told the girls that she was my sister, they let her go.
What is wrong with the people in your school?
This is not one of your fancy schools, and all the newbies get spray painted. It's tradition.
That's why I hated the idea of a public school. Poor people have no class.
Ugh, she was such a snob. While I was showing Louisa around, we bumped into Maui, and he kissed me before running off to class. Louisa looked at me, stunned.
Oh my god, how did the hottest guy in school end up with you?
Why? What's wrong with me?
Everything! You're boring! You dress like a granny and you have a broken leg.
You're just a very ugly person inside and out, Louisa.
I'm going to steal him from you. Watch and see.
I wasn't threatened by my stupid sister. After school, when Maui walked me out to the gate, Louisa ran after us and slipped her number into his pocket. Before I could say anything, Maui spoke up.
Louisa, what's wrong with you? I'm with your sister, and I'm crazy about her. Please, just stay away from me.
I smiled widely as Louisa turned red. And just then, Sina came to pick me up. We had to wait till Mom came for Louisa, and she yelled on the phone at Mom for being late.
Hey, you can't speak to your mom that way!
Mind your own business, lady. You are not my stepmother.
Louisa was just out of control. I decided I was done with her. I completely ignored her for the next day at school, and during recess, she insulted some girls by calling them poor, and they all surrounded her, but I didn't run to her rescue.
Hey, aren't those girls hurting your sister?
Yes, but she can't control her awful mouth. Whatever happens to her, she deserves it.
Yeah, but she's still your sister.
Maui always had a way to make me think twice, so I stepped into the circle of girls and found my sister crying.
Moana, please tell them to bring back my bag.
Not until you promise to change your ways, especially how you speak to Mom.
I promise. Please, please save me from these mean girls.
It's not so nice when it's done to you, right? I told the girls to leave my sister alone, and then she joined me and Maui for lunch. And to my shock, she actually apologized for being a jerk.
I'm really sorry, Mona. I've always been mean to you and Mom because I always felt she loved you more. But today, when those girls were mean to me, I felt what it was like to be the weak one. I've hurt so many people already.
Well, it's never too late to change. Later that day, when my stepmom and Mom came to pick us up, Louisa apologized to both of them too. And then Sina told us some thrilling news. She was pregnant. Oh my God. What? I'm gonna be a big sister again.
That baby's lucky to have you, Moana.
And you, Louisa, will be the best big sisters ever.